If you aren't intentional, technology doesn't just take away your focus, it scatters your energy and pulls you away from the part of you that feels steady and whole. And when that happens, your spirit struggles to anchor in presence, and that affects your ability to be in the now and makes mindfulness difficult to hold no matter how hard you try. And that's why today we're going to talk about how to protect your energy and your presence when technology keeps pulling you away. But before we continue, if we haven't met yet, I'm Cindy Urrutia. Please subscribe to the channel and check out my free e-guide, Unlocking Your Inner Wisdom. It's linked in the description below. Now, here's the thing that most people don't realize. We do not lose our presence in silence. We lose it in disruption. And the biggest disruptor? Technology. Think about it. The moment your phone lights up, your email inbox fills up, and another social media feed pulls you in, your body has already shifted into reaction mode. And a lot of this is happening subconsciously. In fact, studies show that the anticipation of some type of notification activates the amygdala, the brain's alarm center. And when this happens, it triggers a cascade where cortisol rises, your breath shortens, and your shoulders tighten. This is often happening in micro dosages, but over time, it impacts your nervous system and it trains it to brace 100 times a day for what's next. And here's the thing, it's not just physiological, it affects you spiritually because whenever we get pulled and scattered outward, our energy fractures. It gets left behind at every screen, every half finished scroll, and every moment you disconnected from yourself. And that's why by the end of the day, you don't just feel tired, you feel out of energy. Presence didn't slip because you didn't have any discipline or you didn't try hard enough. It slipped because your spirit never had an anchor while your attention was being pulled by technology in different directions. And this is why presence and mindfulness can feel fragile. They haven't been built to withstand constant interruptions from technology. In our last episode, Everyday Mindfulness Hacks That Actually Work, we laid the foundation. Mindfulness as a return to presence, not just as a way to quiet your mind. If you haven't seen that episode, I highly recommend that you do so because it clears up what mindfulness really is and what it's not. And when we're really grounded on what mindfulness is in relationship to awareness and presence, we're able to tackle the challenges of everyday disruptions that we get from technology and other external stressors. Having said that, here are 3 practices you can start using today to shift you back into presence and a more grounded mindfulness practice. Are you ready? Here we go. Practice number 1, the sacred screen pause. Basically, what we're doing here is the moment you open up any device, pause. Take one full inhale, one full exhale before you touch anything. Why does this work? The science behind this is that when you take that deep breath, it interrupts the dopamine driven seek loop of checking your emails, your notifications. And instead, what it does is it resets your prefrontal cortex, the area associated with choice, with presence, and awareness. From a spiritual perspective, the screen becomes a threshold. Instead of being pulled outward, you begin to go inward, reclaiming your presence before you engage with any email, any notification, anything technologically driven. Now, here's practice number 2, the heartbeat reply. Before you respond to a text or an email, place a hand on your chest and notice 2 heartbeats. You've heard me reference the heartbeat reset before. Now, this works because when you shift your attention inward, it lowers reactivity and grounds your nervous system. From a spiritual perspective, whatever your answer is to the text or the notification, it's coming from a place of presence, of groundedness, and not a rush of adrenaline. So then every message becomes an opportunity to align with yourself and to be grounded and focused. Let's move into practice number 3, the reconnection ritual. Basically, when you finish your screen time, name one sound, one color, one sensation in a room. The science behind naming something is that it resets your attention networks and tells your nervous system it is safe to disengage, that you don't have to stay tensed up or worried or waiting for the next notification. It settles you, it grounds you. From a spiritual perspective, you're calling back your energy, ending not in depletion, but rather in wholeness. Now, these things sound really simple because they are. And here's the thing, they're not just hacks, they're anchors. They're tiny micro anchors, practices, and rituals that train your body and your spirit to steady themselves in the exact spaces where presence usually slips around technology. When you start to practice these things regularly, it becomes second nature and your presence stops being fragile. Your mindfulness in how you approach life and technology becomes very steady and grounded. Basically, your nervous system starts to trust safety again, because the reason why we often feel depleted and tense when we're interacting with too much technology is because you're moving out of safety into what's next, what's next. And that's creating a sense of anticipation and adrenaline that is the opposite of feeling safety and grounded. And also, what happens is that spiritually, you stop scattering yourself across screen time, across technology. As a result, instead of ending the day drained and tired, you feel more whole because you've been practicing return all along. And when you pair these anchors with the foundations from everyday mindfulness hacks that actually work, you have the complete picture. First, clarity on what mindfulness is, and now here's some tools around technology to help protect it. I'm curious. Tell me in the comments which ones of these 3 anchors feel the most natural to you to try. I would love to know. And if this spoke to you, I'd love to invite you to my free masterclass, Mindfulness That Sticks, on Wednesday, September 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 8 p.m. Central European Time. In 1 hour, we'll go deeper into mindfulness practices that work and stick so that you have more presence and more groundedness, calm, and peace in your everyday life. The link is in the description below. Be sure to save your seat. And if you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. It helps more people find the video and maximize these tools. Additionally, I have many tools and resources for you. Everything is in the description below. Until next time, make it a great day.